Three aid workers for a Catholic charity operating in Ukraine were hurt last week when the van they were riding in was hit by artillery fire. Three men sustained head injuries. One of them is still in critical condition. The volunteers were delivering food and supplies to Ukrainians and were planning to evacuate a group of children when that van was struck. And joining us now to tell us more about this is Jason Jones, founder of the Vulnerable People Project and the Hope for Ukraine Fund. Jason, welcome back. Always so great to see you. Tell us a little bit more about this incident and how are those volunteers doing right now?
Yeah, two of the volunteers they had concussions. They're already back driving their shuttle vans, rescuing people and delivering food. And sadly, one of the volunteers is still in critical condition. And earlier this week, we also had another volunteer shot in the leg. And 48 hours later, he was back in his car, continuing to deliver food and shuttle children to safety.
Well, that is amazing. I mean, obviously, Jason, a lot of dangers involved in an operation like this. That said, it doesn't seem to be deterring people from stepping up and helping. Talk to us a little bit more about that and how many volunteers you have on the ground right now in Ukraine.
You know, we have dozens and dozens of Ukrainians who are working together with the Vulnerable People Project. We have vans, shuttle buses, and we also have two medical crews from the United States, retired former American combat medics working two ambulances that are serving those who are being wounded in the front and then being brought to Western Ukraine and to Poland. But yeah, we have hundreds of volunteers cycling in and out, taking turns driving the vehicles, shuttling children, the elderly. We've rescued a school a school for the blind, maternity wards. And just yesterday, they did their largest movement of 400 children in one day.
Oh, that is amazing. I mean, you're doing so much over there. What is the biggest need that you're seeing right now?
You know, it's much different than our work in Afghanistan. Our biggest cost in Ukraine is fuel. We're able to run so many vehicles, and they run 24/7. So our big need is fuel. We're looking now for armored ambulances. We think we may have several by the end of today. And Russia, we believe, has been targeting aid vehicles through their cell phone and through their satellite phones. So we're hoping to set up a secure and safe communication system to keep our drivers safe, but still giving them the ability to communicate with each other and the folks they're going to rescue. And there's a great cost to that as well. So in Afghanistan, we're doing targeted rescues of vulnerable ethnic and religious communities. But in the Ukraine, it's just, we're driving to where we know there are lots of folks and getting as many people out as we can while we're bringing as much food and medicine in as possible.
Yeah, Jason, can you talk about that? You mentioned your rescue efforts in Afghanistan. Can you kind of compare and contrast what's happening in Ukraine and what you're seeing in Afghanistan?
Well, Tracy, we're still, just today I spent most of my day on our rescue missions in Afghanistan. Afghanistan is still a grave tragedy, and there are countless people dying of starvation and exposure every day in Afghanistan. Just today, we were rescuing a young woman who was facing. She was in a lot of trouble. We were able to get her out just in time. So in Afghanistan, these are really targeted rescues of small communities or delivering food to ethnic and religious communities. Where in Ukraine, because Poland is such a good partner and friend, and the Poles have been so helpful, it's much different. Although, of course, these aid workers are barreling down on one of the largest, most frightening land armies in the history of the world. So that's, there's that. They're two completely different operations, but we have the same goal, which is to defend the vulnerable from violence.
Well, Jason, we don't have a whole lot of time left, but I know many people out there would like to help. And how can they do so?
If you go to our website, thegreatcampaign.org, and make your best donation, what is really important right now is by today, I need to make the decision of whether or not we can buy this secure communications equipment to keep our drivers safe from Russian artillery. Thegreatcampaign.org.
Okay, sounds great. Jason, how much money do you need to raise the funds for that?
That's going to be $75,000. We just got it's former American Green Berets are providing free technical assistance, and the company is providing us all the radios and equipment at cost. So what would be really hundreds of thousands of dollars in equipment and training, we're getting for $75,000.
Now, that's incredible. Well, Jason, thank you so much for all that you're doing, all of your efforts to help the vulnerable. We're praying for you and all your volunteers out there. Thank you again.
Thank you for always standing with us. God bless you.